Hey, welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways. Today you get to see the puppy, kind of. He's back there playing around on his seat. We're going to talk a little bit about coffee and tea and hot water this morning. So I was in a weekend discussion. There's a project list. Like, what are your projects for off-grid homesteading nomad? It's a group. And someone was trying to figure out how they're going to deal with their coffee and tea and hot chocolate. All of these things are mentioned. Needs on the road, in the van, like when they're building their homestead. They're doing the van life to eventually build a log cabin thing. And all these complicated answers come up. And there's these lists of 12 volt drip coffee makers on Amazon, and different 12 volt connections, and how many watts they use, and all this stuff, and which kind of filters they take, and whether the glass jars are replaceable for when you break one, because these are basically like Mr. Coffees. And then there's this whole list of propane powered drip coffee makers, where you get a propane bottle, or you get an adapter to your big propane bottle, or you use these little butane cartridges that they use on the little micro stoves and stuff. And it's all, they're $80, $90, $150, and they're intricate, and they have parts that you have to clean and parts that you have to maintain, and the glass parts that break. And so I was asked what we do, because I've done this, the yurt. We've done this on the road. We've done this in the back of a pickup truck. We've done this with a road track. We've done this with all sorts of, with just a backpack. How do I deal with this? And the first thing is, I don't get a coffee maker. I make my coffee or my tea or my hot cocoa with whatever is there. I need hot water. I can use a filter. The cone filters nowadays, they've just reinvented them. Even though people have been doing this for like 100 years. They're called pour overs now instead of cone filters. Whatever, you just get the Melita cone filter and you make your coffee or your tea, because you can just put your loose leaf tea in there too, and it works just fine. Okay. I would guess you wouldn't do that for hot cocoa, right? But you'd put the hot cocoa in the mug and you'd mix it. Use your frother wand or whatever if you don't know how to use a spoon to mix. So all I need is hot water. And when asked, like, how do I handle this, I gave this pretty basic answer. I have a metal kettle. It's all metal, no rubber or plastic bits, and it holds water. And I can put it over a fire. I can put it over a grill. I can put it on a propane stove. Wherever there's heat, I can put water in this kettle, and I can heat up the water. You're on board with me, right? It's also great because it's an easy way to carry some water from a faucet or spigot. It's an easy way to dispense some water when I'm cleaning dishes, camp dishes or something, or, quickly rinsing off hands, something where you only want to use a couple ounces of water because you're conserving your water supply. Kettles are wonderful for all of this, right? And then if there's no heat source, I have a little 12 volt electric kettle that will heat up a couple cups of water. So that's it. That's my whole solution. That's everything I've got. It's so mind-bogglingly simple, and the total cost is like $30. Okay, some used kettle from Goodwill or whatever thrift store, and some $25 eBay electric water heating device kettle, electric water kettle that runs on 12 volt. That's the key thing. No inverter. I'm not doing any wiring. It just plugs into your what used to be called a lighter socket, your 12 volt socket, and you get some hot water. It's really simple. This is a lesson. This is another one of those teachable aspects of nomadism. What is simplicity? What do you need? What are the gadgets? What are the desires? What is driving you to spend $130 on a propane-powered coffee maker? what is it? What are you getting out of that? Like, what are you gifting yourself with? And it's a gadget. It's a gadget. It's kind of a thought process. Instead of thinking, hey, kettle, water, hot water, cold water, pour water, fill water, you're thinking coffee as a unit, as a market device. And I think that's extremely limiting in life, because then you've got all these individual devices that do individual things, and they're scripted, and they're confined, and they're in this little box. And that little box doesn't allow you to think outside of the box and do other stuff and do new things. But also, part of what's going on with the kettle is that it's simple. It's easy to replace. It's easy to duplicate. It's easy to do something that's not actually a kettle. Like, you can use a saucepan to heat water. You can use you can make a pan out of foil if you really need to. You can do this stuff to heat the water. You're not trapped with a specific type of fuel or a specific type of heat or something, The 12 volt electric kettle is there just as a convenience. It's a really easy way to deal with hot water without having to get out and a 12 volt electric cook plate or something, because I don't have one of those. I don't want one of those. I don't want to try to set up cooking in the front seat of a van on the driver's side or the passenger side because there's a 12 volt socket there. I don't want to rig up a set of batteries to run a whole stove or something. It's kind of the whole idea with the small electric kettle. You can do whatever you need to do. You want to make some broth, you want to make some bouillon, you want to do, if you're a grain eater, you want to do ramen noodles. You want to do hot cocoa, you want to make coffee. You just a little bit of liquid. It's there. It's easy. If the storm is too bad to go out and use your grill, then you can do something with hot water. Have something warm. Totally cool. I don't know what else. There's like a deep lesson in here. There's a deep thing that I can sense, I can feel, I can get it out, but I don't know if I can get it out on video. That this idea of just doing a kettle and having an electric water kettle and your metal water kettle, this level of simplicity is durable. It's durable for your life. It's durable because you don't have to reinvent or get customer service or call a customer care line, or you don't have to. It's easy. It's simple. If it breaks, you can fix it. And it's just a different way of looking at life. It's a totally different way of looking at everything going on around you. Instead of thinking about the marketing, you're just getting someone's parking next to me. Just getting the kettle. I don't know. It seems so simple. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Stay sideways.